CT forces as Fur and Fallen get themselves 2 picks apiece, and Dazzle is left alone.
1v5 coming out for Dazzle, and he's got a little bit of information from his teammates relaying that over, but it's going to be a very difficult task indeed. Able to find one quick trade coming out from KNG, and what a start if you're MIBR. We saw the aggression coming out. We actually saw Mayan falling down from that boost position a couple of times, so it actually looked like Fur and Mayan wanted to push aggressively together. There was a bit of a split, but Fur did a fantastic job in at least finding that first kill and some damage to allow Mayan to finally back him up.
Yeah, and this situation obviously finds themselves in a pistol for the favour of the MIBR side. The rifles coming in aplenty for the CT forces. There are PT-50s and Deagles out on the eco round for the Bad News Bears here. You see the contact play from KNG, so ready for them to go towards shore. We'll catch off Dazzle first, see Dapper second. Awkward trust fire here with the pistols. Actually do get themselves 2 picks. Mitch on shore, getting KNG and Fur, but Taco will trade back Dapper as he makes his way into that mid position and gets shut down. But still damage being sustained, and an M4 recovered for Mitch to work with here on the A site here.
There's only one player towards this A bomb site. They can be able to take down Mayan. It's going to be really difficult for Fallen to try and help him out. Mayan is going to strike, at least find the first one to Mitch. Fallen making his way up through CT. Mayan again finding a double kill of the round. Follow up flash bang. Fallen does get taken down. A PTR with a P250, not able to find any more. So quite an expensive round actually coming out from the MIBR side. 3 players going down.
Well, not to play into the memes, but PTR's already done about half the damage as he's done here in this first map compared to Inferno, so for a good eco, that's not bad here for the Bad News Bears. You know, MIBR having full rifles, full-blown eco pistols, no Kevlar, no utility being brought down by the T side. The result here, as soon as the rifles come in against a very weakened economy basis, but MIBR still have Fur on short, and he still gets those 2 kills. Mitch and Dapper walking around the corner and get decimated. Bad News Bears hold passive in the mid position, knowing that their whole setup has just been destroyed by MIBR.
I'll tell you what a difference in change-up on the CT defaults coming out from MIBR and Dust 2. We saw a very passive hold on their CT side for most of Inferno, but we've seen a lot of aggression coming out from short, and that HE even doing a little bit of damage. It looks to be the mid to B split to come out. John G at least trying to sell as much of a fake as possible, while his other 2 teammates are towards the upper tunnels. John G, he needed to really find that frag.
Meanwhile, the hit coming in towards the B bomb site. We'll see Dazzle dead. PTR desperate to try and get a pick back here. The spray's blind from John G. Will get a pick of his own right, but PTR on 44 HP has got KNG at low in the back of the site. In the end, Fallen swings out with the scout and finishes off the job that was started by his teammates. Bomb being dropped, 3 players alive for MIBR, and a 3-0 start to go to the eco for Bad News Bears.
That's not a great round coming out for the T side. MIBR looking absolutely stellar at the moment. And when will we see the momentum shift? Half buy investment coming out for the T side. And this has been 3 rounds in a row, Jay, that we haven't even seen a bomb plan come out for Bad News Bears.
That's concerning, obviously. The economy just can't get rolling here, and with the ecos coming on, they should just get, once again, picked apart by the rifles. They do get that first pick on towards Fur, though. KNG drops John G in the lower tunnels, and AK is picked up by Dazzle, but PTR is picked to follow suit, and they do spray through blind and take the man down. So a second AK to work with Kevlar and helmets as well. This can still be recoverable for the Bad News Bears, but still amount of advantage for MIBR. Try and isolate Fallen and get that kill against him. He's only got a pistol on this round.
I'm trying to work together and synchronize up to the A bomb site. And T side, seeing if they're able to isolate the single player at A. And Dazzle making his way out through long. Dapper as well from the short face. Mayan hiding behind that car position, takes down the bomb carrier as well, and it's all down to Dapper, and they have a pretty good idea of where he is, especially with Mayan being able to check out that long cross. He has he doesn't see any information of Dapper, so they have to expect that he has to be around mid or short.
Well, 40 seconds for him, and the AK will just face out towards ramp, dropping towards CT. Potentially he's got Fallen to deal with in that position, and that could be a decent kill. But the bomb in MIBR control, and I doubt that they'll be able to do anything from here. The footsteps will be heard, and they'll know he's here on ramp. Swinging from Mayan, potentially. No, Fallen is now seen. Chance for Mayan to strike. He'll take his face and catch him in the head as he turns around. All the same. 4-0 for MIBR. Buys coming in for Bad News Bears now. So there's AKs on 2 of the CT side. A double orb setup for KNG and Fallen. They work with this well on their CT half of Inferno. Even though Bad News Bears were still able to get the picks against them, the AWPs were oftentimes the opening frags for the CT forces.
Fast player coming out for the tees, out through long. Mitch trying to look for an opening advantage, and he does have an opportunity, but Mayan's going to be able to strike. Him and Fur working together, and B&B not finding any opener, being aggressive through long, and Dapper just trying to lurk through the B smoke. All by himself, gets traded out by Taco. This could be 5-0. I'm not even sure how B&B try and come back into this. The 2-on-5, they just need to make MIBR to make mistakes.
And based on the setup for MIBR, I don't even think they're going to make any. Over on the A bomb site here, they've got several players up and down the shot. One on the CT spawn is going to be further take that first contact against it. There's also no point of damage being done to the CT forces. Look at that from Fur. Just walking straight out and gets... He does get taken out by Jonji at least, but even so... Being allowed to walk through the smoke and get a kill against one of the crucial riflers like that should not be allowed. And Bad News Bears, no way. They're going to take a tactical. 5-0 down. MIBR have not given them any breathing room.
And it's funny that Taco's on the other side of that B smoke, takes down Dapper and says, well, it didn't work for them, but I wonder if it's going to work for me. I tell you what, this is starting to look a bit scary. Look, the timeouts come out at a good time. We've finally seen the first timeout coming out for B&B. They've already lost 5 rounds in a row, but it's not even the fact that they've lost this many rounds in a row, Jay. It's the fact that they just haven't been in a position at all in any of these rounds where they've looked to be in a strong advantage. They've lost the opening pick so quickly, and not even a single bomb plant yet.
Quick play from Fur down towards the lower tunnels will try and put them into even worse positions. Mitch does get that kill though, so that's another rifle that can get picked up. Like to see that passed off to one of the other CTs, especially with the ones with head Kevlar. But with that being said, MIBR only have weapons that can take out head Kevlar at this stage. The AWPs and the AKs should in theory make light work of the remaining T-side forces. Dapper taking damage though. That's all they've been able to do here for the MIBR squad, just damage. The first pick has gone the way of Mitch. No trade potential for Fallen so far. The AWP is looking towards the cross though, seeing the utility out the shoulder. Baits the shot, missed on towards Jonji. He knows he's crossed towards Xbox, and they set up for the mid face.
And Bad News Bears, seeing what they're able to find. KNG with the AWP around this car position. Mayan with the AK strikes onto one, but can ask for a little bit of re-assistance. But what a shot coming out from Mayan. And he needs to deal with Dazzle. That incendiary is going to force him out into the open. And KNG can focus his attention to the A bomb side. But this should be a bomb plant in a 3 versus 3. Not bad position for Bad News Bears.
I don't know how they've managed that actually. Jonji taking damage from Mayan on those taps on the A bomb site. The short control also established here by Mitch. This could still be workable, I feel like. 3-on-3 scenario. The P2K moving in for Fallen with the AWP. The AK of Taco though will move up to try and isolate Jonji. Dazzle will go Falling. Low HP for the man. Eventually he does go down as Mitch is dealt with by Fallen. That P2K does work pretty well. And it will be a 6-0 for MIBR. Bad News Bears. Still not able to get much out of this. But even so, on an eco, securing a bomb plant, it's not too bad.
Yeah, we might not see the aggression coming out again like what we saw from MIBR in the lower tunnels. That was maybe pushing it a little bit too far. But 6-0, things are looking very strong for MIBR at the moment. AWP into the hands of PTR. Bad News Bears, finally a round that, first of all, they get their first bomb plant, but actually looks possible that they're able to convert it. Now, up to the rifles, you would hope that they have at least a better chance of being able to convert their first round. And so far, Jay, these double orbs have had so much presence. They've been able to find so many impactful kills.
Not just the map either, it could still do a whole lot more for the CT forces. MIBR smokes and flashes up. Molotov's over and out towards the blue box in the longhouse control. Short control is the main concern here for the Bad News Bears side. They just stacked 3 players up to this position, hoping to wrap around, get themselves in towards the A site. Towards the boost position, won't do a whole lot for them. It might buy a bit more cover, but they go up on the M4. Still will be standing here on the same position of the site. Molotov will burn May, and Fawn's going to peek up, spot nothing, and they both get taken down by Dapper and Dazzle. A 5-on-3 situation. Bad News Bears will force MIBR to their first save of the game here, as we see the CTs back off with their AKM4 and AWP, and a first will go on the board of the T side.
And it just comes down to Bad News Bears just setting up a very heavy smoke wall execution out to that A bomb site. We see a lot of utility coming out for the T's, and they get some beautiful entries. Main and Fallen, they're so close quarters, and unfortunately they're not able to find pretty much anything on the defense. And as soon as they go down, it's the instant save to come out from the Brazilians. And B&B, finally they're able to cheer about something. But MIBR, they are going to be straight back into the buy going into this next round, Jay. I wonder if they go for the double orbs again. They've definitely got the money for it if they want to. There it is.
Way to start here for the T's. Of course, Bad News Bears been looking for that kind of round for a while now. They're going to go for a quick play in the default. Jonju's already out towards the tunnels position. The early start for the T side is just trying to look for those picks down towards the lower tunnels, knowing that there's going to be some sort of short presence, as they have done round after round here for MIBR, and they've made it work effectively. You know, Bad News Bears have struggled to gain anything out of their early defaults. Orb in for KNG, will catch the first man. A tight angle here against Dapper, no trade out from Jonji. Eventually, he does wrap around and take the man down. Smoked out to the left-hand side in a 4-on-4 situation. Bad News Bears will try and pull out a position here.
And first, picking up that second AWP. Might actually try and help out the B defender as much as he can, because it looks like for B&B, they are going to try and split into the B bomb site. Taco. The AK in hand, no utility to try and deny the presence from the T side. Molotov coming out, is not going to be able to connect onto his position. Holding down the line, connects onto Jonji, but a follow-up! He's able to find 2 kills. Oh, and a third as well. Taco shutting it down at the B bomb site, and Dazzle's the last one left. And you think, with the position that they're in, that they might just be able to convert it, or at least find some entries to the B bomb site.
That was beautiful from Taco. The spray transfer on a second phase to a 3K. And 7-1 on the board for MIBR. And all down to him just playing central at the back of big box. That position was just ridiculous from him. And Bad News Bears just kind of walked straight into it. Fallen out here towards the long position on his lone team. He might get caught off guard by the fast play in from Bad News Bears. They need to take some of these orbs out of position here. They need to try and drop as many as they can. But Fur is there to respond. He doesn't connect the kill. We'll still reface alongside the AK. He does get Dapper down. May and reposition out towards a passive short position. Can't find any more T-side presence. Bad News Bears have lost their man advantage and will opt to back off.
Yeah, and they're starting to slow it down. First, still trying to hold down the angle with the AWP. At least it's a 4 versus 4, so for MIBR's sake, there's still 2 players around this A bomb site of both Fur and Man. Bad News Bears slowly trying to make their way into the A bomb site from the long position, and it just comes down to Fur whether he's able to connect onto another big shot.
Smokes up, doesn't take the blind shot in the end, misses out, nades towards the ramp area as Jonji takes firm. Mayan does get dazzled beforehand though. He's still got short control and a smoke up to buy a bit of cover. Bomb goes down, 3-on-3 retake now. Spraying from Taco doesn't do anything against Jonji. It's now up to 2 for the CT side. MIBR, well, I wouldn't consider well, I was going to say consider the save to keep the AK in play, but no, Jonji gets him down, living at order KNG, and he absolutely has to save at this stage. The AWP in for him, looking for an exit frag, but backed out over to the B-bomb site. He is going to have to concede for this one here, Josh.
And Jonji was getting a quadra kill in this round number 9, so look, a fantastic display coming out from Bad News Bears. Good tag shot actually coming out from KNG in the end, but it is going to be a second round for B&B. And you'd almost have to think that B&B, they need to continue this. We've already seen, what is this, 2 out of the last 3 rounds that have been won by the T side. A pause to come in, a tactical pause from MIBR. Let's have a look to sort of see what kind of information is going to come out from MIBR, what the change-up is going to be. Being able to hold on to that AWP and look at that straight away, the secondary AWP comes in, and even with the economy in being not fantastic, they still run the double AWPs, and just by looking at the presence that the double AWPs have had already, they're going to continue to try and just run this for most of this first half.
The AKs to return on the T side line, the AWP for PTR, who is once again only on 2 kills, but in general, T's are also pretty low on their own frag count, so let's see if they can change the pace again. They have found a couple of rounds out of the situation that they're in. It has forced the rebuy back at MIBR. That might leave them in a very awkward economical position if they do lose this round. It all rests on how Bad News Bears deal with their positioning here. You've got Jonji out to the lower tunnels again. They're going to aggress towards short. Force the CT's back for the moment here. And Dapper is smokes up towards the CT cross to gain some sort of mid control. It's going to be very careful. Just to set up again with the regular utility play.
Yeah, and for B&B, this looks to almost be a little bit quicker in taking map control than what we've seen from them so far. Mitch trying to sell a little bit of a lurk over to the B bomb site. A lot of utility coming out for B&B towards the A bomb site. Mayan, pop flash coming in, but the T side want to try and take control of this long area. Mayan gets the information onto Dazzle, completely blind. Good opening find to be found for the Brazilians. And KNG hasn't spotted out the cross, but it's a fantastic shot into Jonji. Mitch going to find the trade, but he should know exactly where Dapper's hiding to. And a 3-on-4, very difficult situation to try and come back into this, especially with the AWPs doing as much damage as they are. Fallen to chime into the action. Mitch at least going to try and bring it back, and there is only a single B defender over at the B bomb site, and that's Taco. And Mitch and PTR slowly making their way into the B bomb site. We are already seeing the rotate coming out from Fallen. The shot's not being hit, and Taco going to be able to trade onto Mitch, and it's all down to PTR left. 1 versus 3. The AWP finally going to be able to connect onto 1. Rather than going for the bomb plant, looks to try and go for the peak. Fallen though, the swing is just absolutely perfect. He's running so low on time. PTR finally going to try and get the digits in, but MIBR overwhelming him, and that's going to be Fallen to take PTR down 8-2. And the Brazilians, this first half is just looking so dominant by them, and they keep the double orbs in play. That is the big factor. Bad News Bears going for their second timeout. And you'd have to think that, I suppose it's come at a good time, but there's never really been too many opportunities, Jay, where Bad News Bears have put themselves in good positions. They've only been able to pick up 2 rounds so far.
MIBR taking the CT half, it just doesn't look like it'll be a confident stance from Bad News Bears. But at this point, what kind of pressure will be applied to this team? What can they think of doing on this T side? Especially considering the T side is, you tended to traditionally be the more favoured half by a lot of teams. You know, obviously, a lot of people pin this map to be very firepower based because of how proficient the T side can be and how much you have to rely on getting the opening picks. So the fact that they're unable to do that here on this first half It does lead to bad signs, and Bad News Bears are pulling out all the stops here on this buy-up. As KNG with that first pick on Jonji, they exit out very quickly into the upper tunnels, into the B bomb site. Dapper getting one kill, Dazzle gets a second, but Taka responds towards him. Dazzle trying to strike towards the mid position, but he only gets so much damage. Third trades a 2-on-2, and very similar on the HP numbers as well. Bad News Bears trying for a fast play, it does fall out. And PTR with his AWP at the bottom of his back will make his way on towards shore.
And MIBR... looks like they... I kind of want to just see them go for the save, honestly. Like, it's a 2 versus 2, but the fact of the matter is the CTs are so split at the moment for over at the A bomb site, but what a shot that is coming out from the man that doesn't normally see the AWP in his hands. PTR, though, not going to be able to connect with the shot. Finally, he's able to connect, but Taco with the trade. And, MIBR... able to connect another round, 9-2. This is just looking so scary for the T side, Jay.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, honestly, because it felt like they had full control up until the hits, the kills started coming through for MIBR, because like the confident push came in, they were looking so proficient in terms of the trades. It was down to a 2 versus 2 in a very similar sort of frag number. They tried for the rotation, and you would have thought that they would have had control on that A bomb site, but that beautiful shot from the orb to turn it back around. Third doing the damage to bring them back up to 9-2 on the MIBR side. Damage has been sustained by the CTs in their own right, though. The rebuy from Bad News Bears actually look pretty confident, and they will punish some of the aggression towards mid. Fer getting a bit cocky, and Dapper can make him pay for it. Jonji makes his way towards short now and try and set up something again towards the A bomb site for the moment. The bomb is in the lower tunnels, so they can't go quick into the site just yet.
Jonji gets a pretty good timing of the information of exactly where Furlan is, but doesn't capitalise on that kill. KNG, that was looking to be a close shot onto Mitch around that Xbox area. And there is still man out towards long. But MIBR, about a minute 10 left on the clock. Let's see if man's able to find this fight to Dapper. Oh, the timing is just so perfect. I mean, how do you swing on timing that perfect?
He was kind of expecting to get information rather than a pick, but it works out for them regardless. CTs of the AWP have fallen, standing by. KNG also there, drops in. Actually, KNG gets taken out, but Men's on for a secondary kill. Fallen trying to hold off to the short position. The bomber's making his way up. The spray is in from Jonji to support, but Mitch goes down. So it's all left to him to recover that bomb on short, take the pick back on Fallen in particular. Does isolate Taco back over on the B rotation, but he gets picked up by the M4 spray in the end. So 10-2 up for MIBR. Things looking good.
And I'll tell you what, I've just had a quick look at HLTV, Jay. We actually saw Envy winning both maps against Liquid 16-7 on both maps. So, we've seen some upsets on the C stream, but it looked like they were able to get some on the A stream today.
Sadly, no upsets for us in this particular match, I don't think, Dweg.
Doesn't
I
look
know
like it.
It's a little bit early to call it, but I won't lie. This ain't fun. This is not fun if you're a Bad News Bears fan or if you're a Bad News Bears player. They're down to eco status. A couple of head Kevlars coming in, and Man and Fer will just decimate the mid control. Mitch will get a pick back, but still a whole lot more left for him to do from this position.
I'm not sure if it's BM or it's just kind of like tactics coming out from MIBR, but we're seeing so many aggressive plays coming out. And look, it's winning them man advantages at the moment, so you can kind of understand exactly why they're going for it. Double AWPs, and look, they're both posted on this long area.
Good shot from Fallen, KNG. Oh, that sequence from the AWPs just
damn
shuts it all down. And 11-2. And MIBR have not missed a beat, with a couple of standout exceptions here on this CT side. You might imagine that it might not, it might stay that way for the remainder of Dust 2 and for the remainder of this series by extension. It's the AWP out for PTR. He desperately needs a kill, and he lets the first player cross towards the B side. Does not see any more. A long house challenge from Mitch. Will need to get something out of this, but I don't know, man. Just the way the Bad News Bears have been taking these contacts and fighting these faces is just not as confident as I hoped it would be here.
They're just going to try and set themselves up for a BXy. And KNG, perfect flashbang coming out, but the timing does not work out in his favour. Now, what's interesting for the T side is they still have 2 lurkers around this long position, so I don't know what they're going to be able to achieve.
Oh, Taco flashed into the site. Can he get Dazzle? He may well be able to do so. See the second player around, turn around against Jonji. He's got Mayan also entering from window. And how do they allow Taco to get so deep into the B bomb site? He might still deny the bomb plant, but PTR's got something to say about that. Getting 2 picks with the AWP against Mayan and 4, and Fur left alone. Towards the mid position, no second smoke can go down to the cross. We could still lock out PT. Oh my god! The wall bang shot still faces in against Dapper. Can't take him out, but he's ready for Mitch. And Fur with the USP. Just couldn't quite finish the job. A great effort from the AWP though. Bad news Bears will get to 3 on the T side.
Oh, my heart there. Fur almost clutching out in the end. But that's a big round from PTR. Maybe one of his best rounds that we've seen in the best of 3 series so far. Bad news Bears being able to finally claw their way to a 3rd round in this first half. And potentially a 4th by looking at the buy from MIBR. The only rifle they have is a scout on Fallen.
We've seen them be deadly with these weapons before, and look at how aggressive they'll get for it. They could sandwich in Mitch and Dazzle if they're not careful. The AK spray's not good. Fur takes out Taco, but he doubles up on the kill count. I've got the deagle back from Mayan. PTR's not going to check it. He misses every single shot, but does get the kill in the end. Jondry can turn around, Falling gets a headshot with that scout, and it looks like they've done it. The fast plays out from the T side, gets destroyed by MIBR instead. Dapper in a 1-on-3 situation will try grab the AK, but has no weapon to defend himself against Fur, who ends it off with an SMG kill and gets us 12-3 up for MIBR. The T side is calling, we're going to a break, but they are within touching distance of closing this series out extremely quickly. Don't go anywhere.
Into your eyes I see the colors of your soul, and I recognize every single line, every single roadblock. We are 2 hearts that beat in time, and the tide was looking down all night, blocking out the sun that we need. Maybe we can change our stripes and colors. You're the only one I see. And I take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night, and I take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night, sleep through the sunrise.
An impressive showing from MIBR that may put them on victory row here against the Bad News Bears. A 12-3 CT half, and the Brazilians are cracked enough to potentially close this out in 4. You can see Fallen already getting John G. That's a pick on short. That's an easy kill to find against the Bad News Bears, and they've started things off on the back foot already here, Josh.
That was a kill from like T-Spawn. I don't know how Fulham was able to land that with the P250 so long range. But for B&B, this is not the great start to the pistol round that they would need. Dapper at least going to try and bring it back into a 4 versus 4, but the quick trade coming out. Fulham's already found 2 kills with this P250.
The man advantage for MIBR, they have the mid control at the mid doors. It's going to rest entirely on Dazzle to hold them off and get his teammates into position. USP standing by, and it doesn't get anything done. Mayan takes him out, Fallen baits in the shots and sucks up the HP damage. Mitch and PTR in a 2 versus 4 scenario. The USPs will make their way up. I think the defuse kit was dropped early on short. If there was even one in play for Bad News Bears, I don't even know at this point. Like, the round started so quickly, I couldn't tell. Mitch trying to go for a knife, and Taco just executes him where he stands. PTR in CT, pressured down by the T-side forces, and I don't think anything's going to come out from here. Shame that we couldn't see the end of that round though, Dwayne. Did that lag out for you as well?
Yeah, classic GoTVs.
Yeah, GoTV. It seems like everything's like just against us today. My internet started tanking partway through that first half, and I was like, oh god, we're dropping frames like mad. And now the GoTV on the server is just like, how dare.
Ooh, this, yeah, look, the force buy has to come out from Bad News Bears. There's literally no other option.
Oh!
Okay there, Mr. Fallen.
More like Vaclin, mate. Straight shot with these scouts. Mitch will try to do something out here towards lower tunnels, but just damage done to Taco. It's a great start, of course, for the T-side, as you would expect. If they kept the man advantage, that would be even better, but, you know. Standard defaults coming in from MIBR. They've got plenty of firepower above the CT side.
And you wouldn't have seen that actually, but when PTR went down, he wrote "Not my day" in the chat. You know, just a classic example of what happens when Fallen hits a shot like that. Oh, K&G as well, taking down Dazzle, and that A bomb site's pretty much completely opened up. There's only Jonji at least around this A bomb site, and he's towards long. MIBR going to commit to the A bomb site. Under a minute left on the clock, still a lot of time to work with. Making sure that the flashes are perfect for any of the A defenders, but they should have a pretty easy time of getting this bomb plant through.
On towards short, Mayan puts it down, taps to the numbers, and my GoTV has lagged again. Great. Is it lagging for you as well, Dwayne?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the GoTV.
I'll let the admins know that we are having massive GoTV lag, so hopefully it won't affect us throughout the rest of this match, but with the way this is going for MIBR, they may just beat us before we can even fix it. 13-3, going to go to 14-3 at this stage for the T-side. And Bad News Bears just falling in to save their Kevlar and their weapons in the case of the Scouts. There should be nothing left in this one.
14-3. This is going to be one hell of a comeback if Bad News Bears can even think about it. At least John G able to take down K&G. Fur? Not going to find any more, so at least there are 3 players that hold on to a couple of scouts and a deagle. But you have to think MIBR, they've got the chance to really end it these next 2 rounds. 2 rounds away from being able to convert a 2-0 victory tonight. And honestly, Jay, even like that second half of the first map, once that second half came through, they've just looked in control this complete best of 3.
Ooh,
okay.
PTR.
Alright.
Alright, okay. Scouts doing their damage. 4 versus 3 situation. Favourable, of course, to the Bad News Bears. A lot of damage has been sustained by the CT HP numbers as PTR gets pressured in by Fallen, who single-handedly takes control of the short position. A 3-on-2 scenario now favoured to MIBR. They have the A-side control. Bomb is on the back of Taco, and he's still playing outside the longhouse. I guess he's being suspicious of the fact the CTs could still be there. Sprays up from Fur, will tap and spray through the damage being sustained by Jonji by the scout in the back line. But the plant should be secured here in Bad News Bears. Again, maybe better off saving their Kevlar.
That's probably the best thing they can do. They might actually want to try and go for it, though, considering the fact that they've got 2 AKs. It's a tough call to make, and it comes down to seeing if they're able to find a pick very quickly. They're going to find no information out for long, because all of MIBR are stacked around this A-bomb site.
AKs for Mitch and John G. They do manage to take down Fallen. That's a good frag. Smoke down towards the cross. They've got to get the next player out. CT Fer gets John G back. Mitch going to attack through towards Taco. One-on-one for him. No defuse kit in the Molotov to try to force Fer out the corner, but he puts it a bit too deep, and I think this bomb's also ticked too far. Fer will get out of dodge. Mitch will also look to run for it, as MIBR will get to map and match points here on the T side of Dust 2. 12 of them for Bad News Bears to come back to and beat the big Brazilians. And I think it's a feat that's going to be a bit too tough to make happen here, Josh.
Yeah, look, it is a pretty difficult one, to say the least. And yeah, look, this map of Dust 2 has been such a walk in the park for MIBR. Really haven't struggled at all. PTR does have the NWP in play, and we did see a couple of nice scout shots coming out earlier. Fast play out from long. Fer just trying to play anti-flash, but John G and Dapper working together, and this could be a round that Bad News Bears could convert, considering the fact of how low main is from that utility.
Yeah, 5-on-3, good start. John G getting aggressive towards T-Spawn. He takes another player down. Fallen caught with his pants down of his own right. Trades do come in from MIBR, but it's still a 4-on-2, and man, on such low HP, the trade could be so easy for Bad News Bears here. Dapper outside the longhouse. If he starts making a move, you're going to keep your eyes on him just in case they start to press in the backstab. The CTs will start to get passive of their own right. They're in a very good position just to hold off against the T-side forces. A minute to go. Maybe Bad News Bears might extend their lifeline for another round long here.
PTR holding down the short cross with the AWP, strikes onto KNG, and he may have just seen the position of Mayan as well, and due to the rotates coming in, it looks like the position has been seen. Mayan in a 1 versus 4, but he gets taken out from Dazzle. How much can they recover over on that city side? Well, they can't quite recover the double AWP setup, but at least they get a couple of AKs and hold on to that AWP.
Actually forced to buy back on the double AWP setup, so this might still be plausible for Mitch and PTR. And PTR stepped up his fragging count here in the second half, which is a much better situation for him. Obviously only getting like 4 frags in a whole map to double his kill count and potentially go a bit further here. He's taking contact out towards the short position. Taco drive-by takes his deagle to his face. The nades are all coming out. They do a ton of damage to the T side lying on this force buy. Mayan, KNG and Fer all at 50 points of health or lower. That's great utility usage to get the first pick and force MIBR to a very far gone back foot.
And look, that was a really nice protocol coming out from Bad News Bears. PTR not able to find anything with the AWP shot, Dapper chiming in, but the utility is the most important fact. That's the one that does a lot of the damage. Because that was an opportunity for MIBR to just rush the short face. But BNB, so far being able to hold it. Not really too much for MIBR to work with. All stacked up through short at the moment. Double AWP still in play. Quite a lot of flashbangs as well on that CT side. It looks like they want to actually rotate a second player out for long to try and help them at least take this position.
AWP kill for PTR, lands the wallbang onto Mayan. Taps up from Dapper. Ooh, KMG takes him down, but PTR's there able to adjust against him and be ready for Fallen to make his way out from the longhouse. And Dazzle is there with the setup, the spray through, and PTR finishing off with a 3K. All right, Bad News Bears coming into their own with 5 on the board. But you know me, Dwayne, I'm the pessimist in this little duo. I'm very much the guy that's like, this is not going to happen. I don't feel like Bad News Bears have it in them to turn this stellar comeback back. They've still got 10 rounds to go at this stage, and I still got to see a few more confident rounds out of them before I'm truly sort of convinced that what they can do against MIBR will be enough to bring us back to overtime on this second map. They have got an eco to work with for MIBR, so it might be another free round for Bad News Bears, an opportunity to start to close the gap. But it's still such a big gap to close, you know?
And Dazzle getting caught off. I was going to say, if he decides to go aggressive, might actually get caught off by the Glock of Tucker. Very difficult position to try and check if you do want to get aggressive. But you can't really expect for MIBR to really do too much damage. All kind of spread out at the moment through the tunnels position. But there's already sort of 3 players near that B bomb site. They're actually going to rotate that third player, Dapper, back to the A bomb site. Now, if some way MIBR is able to isolate the mid player to look in through the mid phase, there will only be one player at B, and that's Mitch with the AWP. Glocks may be able to overwhelm him. He's able to find his first pick, decides to fall back to a bit more of a passive angle, but here come the Glocks.
PTR getting a secondary pick on his other AWP. KNG aggressive against John G, but Mitch shuts him down with a P250, and Dazzle and John G get simultaneous picks to 6 for Bad News Bears. But again, Glocks for MIBR, as you mentioned several times over the course of that round. We'll see us with a buy potentially for MIBR. It's a little bit low on the money line, but they can go for the AKs here. They will do just that. The Galil's in for Fallen. Again, no snipers out for the T side. The CTs, the opposite could be said. 2 of them in for Mitch and PTR. Look at the very fast play out from KNG. MIBR are going to rush this down. They run right into the hands of Dapper. Nail against Mayan. That should do the damage. The USP finishes off the job. And they know where Fur is in mid. 2 picks. Going to isolate a third spray, but no. John G shuts it down and maintains the 7th for Bad News Bears. Could have been disaster for the CTs, but one man had everything to play.
That is such a big round from Dapper. He's a player that is normally sort of the main carry for this lineup, and a carry that we've seen from him previously, but so far today we haven't really seen too much presence from Dapper, but that was such a massive round to completely shut down the fast take into the B bomb site, and just giving Bad News Bears a little bit more help and a little bit more hope as well, Jay.
Hope that's starting to build, and it will look to continue that way, assuming they can continue these staggered rounds. A half buyback from MIBR. Already damage sustained by PTR, so you've got to be careful about how he takes his faces here. He's still going to get aggressive to that mid door. Look at KNG with the run boost in towards short, expecting players to be there on the cubby corner or on the short to drop off. Still carefully they play, and they'll look to make their move into the A bomb site here with the execution. Very little utility, but enough flashes to throw John G and Co off.
It just comes down to whether they're able to find any sort of entry. Mayan and the rest of the T side just behind the smoke, but with the flashbang coming up, it's going to be Dapper yet again. The 2 kills being found from the AK. The T side going to continue their presence, and they could actually get a bomb plant. This is big from MIBR.
It's giving them a little bit of cash right here, but the Eagles still do some dangerous damage. Let's see how much Bad News Bears will lose in this round. 3 players stacked up the CT. Nade's going to sail right past KNG. He finds Dapper, spams his way through. Tacker gets a kill of his own right. Man advantage. Mitch is low. AWP for PTR traded out for the AK. He's the last man standing though. And MIBR find the last couple of picks as the CTs get destroyed by Deagles. I don't know how they managed that. Bad News Bears should have had that round by all accounts, but the kills come in, and the CTs fall to pieces.
What an impressive showing coming out from MIBR today. We've just saw them really just overwhelm Bad News Bears. They're just a